Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful kimono jacket, so make sure you watch this video to the end. I'll also be sharing with you guys how to draft out a basic sleeve pattern and using the pattern to cut out a flare sleeve. So make sure you watch this video to the end, like and subscribe. So now let's get started. So guys, the first thing I'll be doing right now is to measure my shoulder measurements. My shoulder is 15 inches and 15 divided by 2 gives us 7.5 plus extra inch, half inch for sewing allowance, that is 8 inches. I'm going to mark my 8 inches right here. The next thing that I'm going to be doing is to measure my bust point. My bust point is 10 inches plus half an inch allowance, that's 10.5 inches. Let me just leave it at this 11 inches this way. So from the 10.5, I'm going to mark out the 10.5. From this 10.5, I'm going to come up. I'm going to come up by 2 inches. That is 8.5 to get my chest line. I'm going to come up by 2 inches. That will give us 8.5. To get my chest line. Then I rule it this way. This is my chest line and this is my bust point. Now I'm going to put a straight line across this place for that will serve as my armhole. The next thing I'll be doing is to measure my bust without any allowance. My bust is 39 inches. 39 divided by 4. That will give us almost 10 inches. So I have that right here. That is what I have right here. So I'm just going to get a curve like this. Mind you, I'm cutting the front and the back together. For the back armhole, this is how it is going to be. But for my front armhole, I'm going to go in a little bit. But first of all, let me measure my neck. For the back, my neck is 3. The width of the neck will be 3. And the depth of the neck for the back will be 1.5. That's what I have here. Then I just curve it round this way for the back. Then I'll come down by 1 inch here. That will serve as my shoulder slant. That's going to be our shoulder slant, 1 inch. So as I said earlier that our front and our back armhole will not be the same. Yes, this is the back armhole, but for the front armhole, I'm going to measure from this place down here. What I have, I'll divide it into 2. Now I have 7.5 down here. When I divide my 7.5 into 2, what do I have? What do I have? I have 3 3/4. So I'm going to measure my 3 3/4 this way. I'll measure my 3 3/4 this way. So from this point, I'm going to go in again with half an inch. That's what I have here. Then I connect it this way. So I have 2 armholes here. This is my front armhole and the normal one is my back armhole because I folded it into 2. I'm going to be cutting the 2 together. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to cut my front neck, the depth of the neck of the front, and that will give me 3 inches. Let's just say I'm using 3 inches. This is not really necessary, but I just want to draft it out. So this is what my 3 inches here, and that is basically all. You don't need other part. That's why this paper is so short. You don't need other parts. This is basically all for the style. This is the basic pattern for the style. So now it's time to cut. I'm going to cut out the back armhole first, then I'll go in and cut for the front. So this is the back. As you can see, this is the back. This is the back. So this is for the back. I want to slit it. So let's say this is for the back. Now let me cut out the front. This is the front. I'm going to go in for the armhole this way. This is the front and this is the back. This is the front and this is the back. So the next thing I'll be doing is that I don't even need this place. So I'm just going to draw a straight line across like this. This 3 inches that I have here. I'm going to come down and draw a straight line this way, so that I can cut it out. We don't need it for the kimono, for the style we are making, because we are going to be adding a black material over there. We are going to be imputing a black material, so we don't need it. So that's what I'm doing right now, cutting it out. So let me write my front here. So we'll be cutting it out. We don't need it. We don't need the neck. We don't need the neck. So this is the front, while this is the back. We don't need the neck. Even when we want to join them together, we can easily join them from the shoulder. We don't need the neck. So this is what we have. So I'm going to go ahead now and place all these on my cloth, on my fabric. So guys, as you can see, I went ahead to pin it down this way. I went ahead to pin it down. I've pinned it down this way. This is how you are going to place it. Then from the shoulder here, you are going to measure your length from this shoulder here. This is the shoulder, not from here, not from any other place, but from this shoulder here down to where you want your measurement to be. That's where you are going to measure all your measurement. You will still put it here and move your tape rule like this to get all your measurement. That is how you are going to place it. So that is what I have done. So right now I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'll go ahead and cut it out. That is the back. That's the back. I'll go ahead and cut it out so that I can cut out the front as well. So guys, this is the front and the back. As you can see, look at it. I did not add anything to the front. I just cut it that way because at the end of the day, I'm going to split this place open. I'm going to open up this place. That's for the front. I'll open it up. Then I'm going to add a black material to it on the kimono from the neck down. About 2 inches black material. That's what I'm going to add to it. And this is the back. I'm just going to leave the back like that. Can you see how I cut it out? Then I made the hairline shape. It depends on how full you want it to be. This is how my own is. Can you see, guys? So that is how it's going to be. So right now I want to split the front open with my pair of scissors. So guys, it's time to what? To cut out our sleeve. Don't mind me, this paper is short because I'm going to be cutting out a 3/4 sleeve, like a short sleeve. So the first thing that we'll be measuring right now is our sleeve length. What is the sleeve length I'm going to use for this dress? You will measure it on the body of your client. It is actually like a short sleeve, but it will be a flare. So right now I want to draft out a basic sleeve pattern first, then I'll place it on the fabric to cut out the flare. Now the length of the sleeve is supposed to be 15 inches, but because of the black material that I will be adding to it, I'm going to reduce it by 2 inches. That's 13. So the length of our sleeve right now will be about 13 inches. So this is the 13 inches here. I'm going to measure out my 13 inches. Okay, this is our 13 inches right here. The next thing that we'll be doing is for me to get my cap's height. How do I get my cap's height? I have the calculation right here. Your bust measurement divided by 12 plus half. My bust is 39 inches divided by 12. I have 3.25 plus half. I have 3.75. 3.75, when I want to get it in my tape rule, I will say 3 3/4. I'm going to say 3 3/4. So now let's measure out our 3 3/4 that will serve as our cap's height. Let me make it this way. This place is not straight, so I'm making it this way. Cap's height 3 3/4. I'll measure it this way. 3 3/4. I'm going to get my ruler and then draw a straight line across it this way. So the next thing I'll be measuring is this side of my cloth, my armhole. I'll be measuring my armhole. Now let's measure the armhole. The armhole I have here is 8 inches or 7.5. Let's say 7.5. 7.5. So that is what I'm going to use here. I'll measure out my 7.5 inches right now. The next thing I'll be doing is to measure my round sleeve. To measure my round sleeve where my sleeve is going to stop. And right here, my round sleeve is 13 inches. 13 divided by 2, 6.5. So I'm going to measure my 6.5 here. Mind you, this sleeve is not a long sleeve, it's a short sleeve. Then I'll connect it with my ruler. Just watch what I'm doing. After connecting it with my ruler this way, this one, I'm going to connect it this way with my ruler again. Can you see what I just did? I'm going to connect it with my ruler again. Now I'm going to mark out this by 1/2 inch. I'm going to divide this line into 2. What line do I have here? What is my total measurement here? 8.5. That will be 4.25. I'll divide it into 2. Then I'll come up by either 1 inch or 1/2 inch. After coming up by 1/2 inch, I'm going to take my ruler again and bring it this way. Can we see it? And bring it up a little bit. Then from here, I just play around it. I just play around it. Now our sleeve is ready. It's time to cut. Our sleeve is ready and it's time to cut. So I'm going to cut it out. One of these days I'm going to make a video of how to do your basic sleeve pattern. This is just a short method. I'm going to make sure I do a video of how to do your basic sleeve pattern. This is just a short method where I'm going to explain it properly, extensively. Yes. So this is what I have for my sleeve. If you want to add any allowance, you will just come this way and add your allowance. This is all I have for my sleeve. So right now I will place this pattern on a fabric. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So I have my fabric here, like I did for the body of the clothes, for the full body of the clothes. The fabric, the sleeve is also going to be like an A-line sleeve. It is going to be like an A-line sleeve, so it's not a straight sleeve. So I'm still going to go ahead and fold my cloth this way. Can you see, like an A-line sleeve? So guys, can you see how I folded it? I folded it like A-line, just this way. I folded it this way. This is how you are going to fold it. That was how I folded the body of the clothes too, because it's going to be a flare sleeve. I went ahead to fold it this way in order to get my flare. So guys, this is what I have. After folding it, I had to place my pattern paper on it this way. Can we see? I had to place my pattern paper on it this way, just this way. The folded side, this folded side that does not have any opening, will be for this place. Then this slanting side will be for the opening side. So now I want to measure out my sleeve length. I want to measure out my sleeve length. The sleeve length is 13 inches plus half-inch sewing allowance that I'll use to join it to the shoulder here, and another half-inch sewing allowance that I'll use to join it to the black material. That's 1 inch, so I have 14 inches. So I'm going to mark out my 14 inches round. As we can see, using this yellow chalk, I'm marking out my 14 inches round. I'm marking out my 14 inches round this way. So this is what I have. Then I'm going to come over here and trace out my armhole. Can we see it? So this is basically what we have for our flare sleeve. So right now I'm going to cut it out. So after cutting it out, I will go ahead and cut the other sleeve. Can we see it? So this is what I have for my sleeve. This is what I have for my sleeve. This is my armhole. This is what I have for my sleeve. As you can see, this is my armhole. So right now I will go ahead and cut the other sleeve. Then I'm going to join this black material to it. I'm going to join this black material to the sleeve. The black material, when folded, it is going to be like 3 inches. So I will join it to the sleeve as well as the neck. So I'm going to cut the second sleeve. After that, I'm going to join my shoulders. I'm going to go ahead and join my 2 shoulders to my back, my front shoulders to my back. That is what I'll be doing right now. So guys, I'm done joining the 2 sides. I'm done joining the 2 sides together. I went ahead to join the shoulder this way, and I joined the 2 sides, and this is the sleeve. I've gone ahead to join the side of the sleeve as well. So this is the black material that I will be using to tape it. I cut out about 3 to 4 pieces of this black material. So I'm going to go ahead and join them. I'll go ahead and join this black material to make it very long. Then the next thing that I'll be doing is to place it on here. I'll be starting from the down. I'll be starting from here like this. First of all, I'm going to take it like this, or I use an iron to iron it. I think I'm going to use that method. I'm going to iron it this way. After ironing it this way like this, by folding it into 2, I will go ahead again and iron it this way inside. I'll iron it this way inside. I will iron the other parts. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. I will iron it into two first of all. After doing that, I will go ahead and iron it this way with 1/4 inch inside or 1/2 inch inside. I will iron it this way inside as well and iron it then, so that when I want to sew it, I'm just going to place the fabric in between the black material this way. I'm going to place the fabric in between the black material this way. I'll start from this under. I'll place the fabric in between the black material this way, and then I'll sew it round. And that's basically all for the style. For the sleeve as well, I'm going to do it that way too, just that way, and that's basically all for the style. So guys, I hope you have learned 1 or 2 things from this video. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. As you can see the style, that's the style that I'm rocking right there. It is so easy, just follow the steps. See you in my next video. Bye.